must have approached the Essex Gazette for a reason. 1,000,000 junior reporters would kill for this opportunity if you'd advertised it. But you didn't. Why not? My ears grow hot as I pretend to be the person I think he wants. Assertive, driven, hungry, not afraid to step out of my comfort zone. I need someone I can trust, he says, getting up and walking round to his side of the desk. And your editor seems to think I can trust you. He narrows his eyes as he sits down and looks at me. I nod and swallow, conscious not to break eye contact, because I imagine he's someone who can tell a lot from the way you look at him. It's a whole different ballgame to working on a local rag, he says. There's no such thing as office hours. You work until the paper's put to bed, until I'm happy with every single word and picture in it. I nod fervently before pulling back, not wishing to come across like an overexcited puppy. And then you'll go straight out and get me stories for the next edition. Okay, I say, unable to stop myself smiling at the thought of me and my notepad venturing out onto the streets of London in search of the next big exclusive. I can do that. Do you have a boyfriend? He asks, changing tack abruptly. Well, I stutter, taken aback, unable to see why that's relevant. Mr. Forsyth's eyes are wide with anticipation, making me feel as if my answer's the difference between me getting this job and not. But something in the way he's looking at me makes me think that it's not just the job at stake here. Well, yes, actually I do. I lie. For some reason it makes me feel safer, gives me a false sense of security. He can't hide his disappointment in my answer. Shame. It would be a whole lot easier if you were single. My hackles stand on end in sudden indignation. Is he suggesting what I think he is? Do you live together? He asks, seemingly oblivious to my discomfort. Well, yes. Are you faithful to him? He asks the question without even looking at me. I instinctively pull the coat on my lap tighter to me and reach for my handbag from where it sits on the floor. I want to turn round to check that the almost deserted open-plan newsroom I'd walked through to get to this office still has a few people milling about. But I don't want to show my nerves and make him think he's got the upper hand, though I almost laugh at my own naive thoughts. Of course he's got the upper hand. He always has. He's one of the most powerful men in media. I don't think that's a question I need to... It gives me an insight into who you really are, he says, cutting me off. I straighten myself up, hoping it will strengthen my resolve. My personal relationships have no bearing on my suitability for employment, I say, desperately trying to keep my voice steady. Well, they do if it stops the man employing you from getting what he wants, he replies, looking at me suggestively, daring me to ask him to quantify what his statement actually means, though I know he'll only deny what we both realise he's implying if I challenge him. The phone on his desk buzzes, and I'm grateful that the tension is broken. But as soon as the tightness in my shoulders begins to dissipate, his assistant sends me into freefall again. I'm about to leave, she says through the intercom. Is there anything you need before I go? He raises his eyebrows at me in question, and I want to scream at her. Yes, take me with you. But my lips feel as if they've been glued shut. Is anyone else still here? Asks Max, looking out through the glass walls of his office. I follow his gaze to the 50 or so desks that stretch out across the floor, desperately wanting to see activity. But even the harsh strip lighting that had shone so brightly when I arrived has been reduced to a low-level nightlight. Only Bill on the back bench, says the voice through the intercom. But I think he's packing up as we speak. Thanks, Gail, says Max, smiling and widening his eyes.